Your next new or used car, Hughes is here to take you further. Check out our low rates on hughesfcu.org/auto and apply today. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
So hot. I can help you.
About 30 seconds.
We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, Cats inbound the ball out to Bradley. Bradley drives right of the lane. Little scoop shot is up and good. Jaden Bradley with 11 second half points. 65-59 Arizona.
Jaden Bradley came up with several huge shots down the stretch after he could not make a basket in the first half of this contest tonight here in San Diego. But he would finish with a team-high 18 points, 6 of 16 field goals taken to get 18 points. Not the prettiest night, but again, he closed with some shots when he had to have them. And your Arizona Wildcats are on to the 22nd Sweet 16 in program history. Welcome to Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. I'm your host, David Kelly. We've got the captain, Kelvin Ifan, back in studio along with J.W. Madden. The Utah State Aggies head coach Jared Calhoun is up on the dais right now giving his press conference. I think I'm going to see if we can bring you just a little bit of what Coach Calhoun has to say before we dive into our post-game show and our top takeaways here tonight.
Where, I mean, for most of this game, they were holding Arizona to 30% shooting roughly. I know there were some fouls, and Arizona kind of took off at the end, but just for most of this game, you guys were holding a top 5 defense to well below their averages.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a great study. The next two games for Arizona, or if it's one more game, 2 more games, 4 more games. You know, the way Tommy recruited, everybody has their system. You know, he went very big. He went 2 probably lottery picks. Each coach has to be convicted of how they want to coach their team and run their program and what works. So far, they're 2-0 in this tournament, and they live in the paint. They chew the paint up. They play, you know, 80s, 90s basketball. The number of, you know, physical plays in the game, we haven't seen that all year. You know, San Diego State, UNLV, they're close to that. But I really respect it. You know, I think everybody's style is different, you know, and it's working. But our guys did a tremendous job, I thought, the last 9 minutes of really locking in on some of those details. You gotta at least be probably 8 or 10 difference in the rebounding. Can't be 28. And then, you know, if you're not going to rebound, you got to make shots, right? And, you know, so it was just a, you know, couple, you know, margins we couldn't overcome.
Hey, Coach, Mark Green with the Utah Statesman. You kind of mentioned their size and physicality inside. One area that was really prominent was the fouls. Really struggled to guard without fouling. 39 free throw attempts to 11 for you. Just what do you see there, struggling to guard without fouling and then struggling to draw fouls on the other end?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you're seeing in college basketball is the size discrepancy, right? From mid-major pluses to power fours, right? And then not only the size, but you're seeing the spending, right? You're seeing, the amount of dollars that are spent on these guys, their bodies, their size. It's a big, big difference in the last 4 or 5 years, So for what we did with what we had, pretty remarkable.
Nate Tubbs with the East Village Times. Coach, this is the last time your players are going to have the Mountain West badge on their chest. How do you think this fight that you guys put up is a testament to the level of play that we'll see in the Pac-12 next season?
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Mountain West is a storied conference. Brian Dutcher, Leon Rice, Richard Pitino, Nico Medved, all the great players over the years. I mean, what Brian Dutcher's done in the Mountain West is unbelievable. What Danny Sprinkle and Ryan Odom and Craig Smith and what we're able to do. The history of this league is really rich. It's a basketball conference, right? I mean, it really is. The fans, the environments. It's been a joy to coach in for 2 years. Obviously, the Pac-12, Gonzaga, they got to figure it out. They don't have football. They've got some built-in advantages financially. So I think every institution will have to figure that out. But it's an exciting time for Utah State going into a new conference. You're adding Washington State, Oregon State, Texas State, and all the great teams in our league. I think our university, our new regime, our president, our AD, our board, they get it. We made the change. It was really the old regime that did it, but the new guys are doing a phenomenal job. So I think it is exciting. Change is hard. I think at first everybody was, kind of bummed, but now everybody's excited.
Coach Garrett Lash from Mid-Major Madness. So this is 4 straight tournaments. This is 2 second-round appearances in the last 3 years. So as you guys move to the Pac-12 with Gonzaga, I understand that you break it down day by day, trying to do the best every day. Do you have like a concrete goal for where you want to be next year? Is that like a top 6 seed, or are you just thinking about finishing top 2 in your conference? Like what are you thinking?
What we learned this year from the committee, it's very hard for us, I guess, with 28 wins and a regular season title and a tournament title and pretty good metrics. I don't know where you can go. To be honest with you, I'm still flabbergasted we were a 9 seed.
Mark Ziegler, San Diego Union Tribune. You just spoke.
All right, that was Jared Calhoun, the head coach of the Utah State Aggies, talking in his post-game press conference. A lot of glowing words as it related to the Wildcat team that beat him tonight and sent his team home 78-66, the final. Let's dive into our top takeaways. I'm David Kelly here at the Vijas Arena in San Diego. We've got J.W. Madden back in studio along with Kelvin Ifan. We'll start with Kelvin. Your top takeaways on the Wildcats win and advancing to the Sweet 16.
I may not be like most people because most people like it to be pretty, but, me, I don't mind it being ugly. I don't mind it being ugly, man. A win is a win. You got to get it how you can get it, and it was tough, man. We couldn't make a shot. We make a few more of those shots. Bradley had a tough shooting day, but he kept going at it. He stayed aggressive. So, yeah, man, you just got to be happy with the win sometimes. I thought they played great defense, especially in that first half. Utah State got going a little bit in the second half. You expect that. You expect teams to make runs. Got a little too close with comfort when they started pressing. I know Coach likes to say, let's figure it out, but I wouldn't mind having a press break. But no, overall, man, I just think it was just a good team win. Way to stay the course. Tough competitive game, tough competitive team, Utah State.
J.W. Madden, your thoughts on a 78-66 win?
Yeah, I think that's the ultimate survive and advance kind of situation because you look up at the scoreboard and they won by 12, guys.
Yeah.
But, every Arizona Wildcat fan was, chewing nails and and we're sitting in their lucky chairs and all those things. Hearing the guys wrap up the game on the post broadcast on the radio, DK, fewest assists on the season, worst shooting percent on the season. I mean, just tip your cap to the Aggies. I just was so impressed. Obviously, we knew what kind of defense they were going to play, but I didn't think that their size would be able to affect Arizona on the interior. They had so few paint points. I mean, I think that was the fewest points in the paint they had all year long
22.
as well. 22 points in the paint. Just outrageous how little offensive efficiency that they had throughout the course of the game. There was one 3-possession stretch where they scored on all 3 and forced a timeout by the Aggies. But other than that, it just felt like Utah State was doing a great job at closing down those driving lanes, preventing any kind of post passes. But that's what this tournament's all about, guys. It doesn't matter how many games you've played. It doesn't matter how many top 20 teams, top 10 teams you defeated on your record and your resume. You're going to find yourself in these knockout, drag-out type games in the NCAA tournament, and you just have to do whatever it takes to get it done. So down that stretch, they got a few good stops. Utah State missed a couple open threes. Arizona made finishing plays. Huge 3 by Braden Burries down the stretch. JB finishing as always, and on to the Sweet 16, DK. I don't know that they're going to review the tape too much, but that was a great win by the Cats, and we'll remember that one moving forward because they needed all they could down the stretch of that. They emptied their tanks.
Yeah, I think my top takeaway here, obviously, what Jaden Bradley started this game 1 for 9, finished at 5 for 7. It was aggressive to the basket. When you look at Jaden's performance tonight in terms of shooting, most of the shots that he missed were jumpers. But where does he take over? He takes over when he starts to go to the basket, and that's what he did, I think, in the second half. He got more aggressive, and then that's a result of that is you finish 5 for 7 for him. If Arizona gets knocked out next weekend, it's because they can't make free throws. I mean, we can't sugarcoat this any longer. They missed 12 free shots tonight. They should have won this game by 20 points. They can't continue to miss free shots like they're missing them. That will be the death of this team against Arkansas and or Sean Miller and or Purdue next week. If they miss 12 free throws in a game next week, they will not be going to Indianapolis. So they better get that. They better spend a whole lot of time at the free throw line this week because that has got to be corrected and corrected quickly. Motias Krivas just, didn't, nobody shot the ball well, but Krivas, the one guy that did make free throws tonight, 7 of 8, dominated on the boards. I thought that was really impressive by him. And the fact that they just continue, it's like you mentioned it, J-Dub, take punches. That's exactly what it is. It's like a boxing match. It's like this champion who gets who's up like 4 rounds on the scoring card, and then the challenger starts peeling rounds back, and he's bobbing and weaving and jabbing to try to keep him off, and that's what this team does. And they continue. We've seen them do it now multiple times in this postseason, dating back to last week. They seem to find a way to answer every single run, whether it's Jaden Bradley getting aggressive or Braden Burries pulling a 3-pointer out of his hat to help put the nail in the coffin. They find a way. But I'm concerned about the free throws now that I'm seeing from this team. And even I didn't, it's hard for me to detect it, but even Rhino said in the broadcast tonight he felt for the first time they looked a little scared there in that second half when things got tight. But, again, they were able to overcome that.
When you saw Koa Pete, Kelvin, and Braden Burries, that's what I think you're talking about the press break, is that Koa Pete and Braden Burries kind of lollygagged their way up to a 10-second call at some point down the stretch of that game. To me, DK, 69% from the free throw line is not great, but 6 for 19 on layups is a much bigger issue against a team that doesn't necessarily have a lot of shot blocking. So if you want to talk about 20-point wins, if you just make your free throws and hit your percentage, what's their percentage on layups this season? Right? Like, they're one of the best paint finishers in the country.
Right.
They only made 6 out of 19 layups today. So, yeah, you clean up a couple of those things. And that was everybody. Mo around the basket. Jaden missed some, too. And Karchenkov didn't have his best game, obviously. We'll talk about that. But, yeah, I mean, that's the thing about surviving and advancing. You just got to find a way to get it done on the scoreboard after those 40 minutes are up, despite having your lowest field goal percentage, your fewest assists, and not shooting well from the free throw line and not making layups. You get the win by 12 points. You move on.
There we go. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. All right, here's what we got. We are going to hear from Tommy Lloyd and the players in the locker room. You'll have Toby Awaka, Ivan Karchenkov. We'll also hear from Anthony Delorso in there after the game. We'll review our keys to the game. We'll see who is the Window Depot glass cleaner of the game, as well as if we were able to beat the book tonight. Again, 520-848-1290. What were your top takeaways from this 78-66 win by your Wildcats, who are on to the Sweet 16 for a 22nd time? Much more coming up from Vejas Arena here in San Diego. Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden back in studio. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Advantage Air and Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Locks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Factory Direct Mattress, Johnson Manley Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought.
Newer used car, Hughes is here to take you further. Check out our low rates on hughesfcu.org/auto and apply today. Certain restrictions apply. Insured by NCUA.
Supplier pricing is happening right now at O'Reilly Chevrolet during Truck Month. That means big savings across our lineup. Take up to $4,000 off the 2026 Colorado, up to $5,500 off the 2026 Silverado HD, and up to $10,000 off the 2026 Equinox EV. Supplier pricing is going on right now, so don't miss your chance to save. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or visit O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet. All right, we kept the homeowners warm this winter. Now, let's get ready for summer.
It's super tune-up time at Right Way. We'll perform our 42-point Energy Saver tune-up on your air conditioning system for just $79. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your outdoor unit to help your system run more efficiently and reliably, all for only $79. If you have an AC that leaks refrigerant, we'll also include a leak check at no charge. And if you call this week and ask for the early bird special, you can get the entire service for just $59. Call today. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
It's a full-court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card, now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or royalkia.com.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Arizona now has gone over 6 minutes without a made field goal.
Bradley to inbound. Looking. Throws it in to Awaka. Back top for Delorso. Drives, throw it inside for Karchinkov. Double teamed out to Bradley. Open three, right wing. In and out, no good. Rebound tip to Karchinkov, and he lays it in. First bucket for Yvonne. Right place, right time.
Ivan Karchinkov, just 3 of 11 from the field in this game today. 1 of 4 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line. He finished with 9 points, 5 rebounds. He had 2 assists, 2 turnovers, did block 2 shots in 37 minutes tonight. Wildcats knock off Utah State 78-66 to advance to the Sweet 16 for the 22nd time in program history and the 4th time in the 5 seasons that Tommy Lloyd has been the head coach. 520-848-1290 is the number for you to get in on the program. I was talking about missed free throws there in that first segment. The count went tonight. Karchinkov 2 for 2. Koa Pete 6 of 9. I guess that's not bad for him. He was 5 of 7, I think, to start, and I was kind of pleased with that in the first half. He finished 6 of 9. Motias Krivas 7 of 8. Jaden missed 2. He went 5 of 7. Braden missed 2. He went 3 of 5. Toby is in a little bit of a slump. He went on that streak where he made 17 in a row, but he's slumping slightly in the postseason. He was 4 of 8 in the contest for all 4 of his points. The final total, 27 of 39, 12 missed free throws tonight for the Wildcats. They finish at the line 69%. That's tough. That's got to be better than moving forward. All right, let's go to the phones, and we'll start things off with Noah. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Hello. Hi. Thank you guys so much for taking my call.
Well, thank you, Noah. What did you think of the game today?
I thought it was a great game. Arizona, they had that grit. They came. Utah State cut the lead down to 4 when we were up by 18, and Arizona kept on having that confidence and that poise to keep their foot on the gas and not blow that lead. And all of those games and the round of 32 have been close. If you look at the TCU game, Arizona needed a great shot from Mathurin, and Mathurin made that shot in overtime back in 2022, and then they got that. And then in overtime, they were able to pull it out. And then if you look at last year against Oregon, it came down to the wire like a little bit. Also, Arizona, I think they won by 4, luckily. And then today, these round of 32s are really intense, and Arizona has been able to put these games away.
They are. I mean, this is a team that, again, I think they find a way when teams make their runs, and that is the sign of a good team when you can answer runs every single game. And would we rather them not get up by 18 and lose that lead down to 4? Absolutely. But good teams find a way to turn those runs around. And the guys that generally we've seen do that are Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries.
Yes, sir. And then another thing too is that I believe that the Great Big 12 Conference is going to help us out a lot in this tournament as well, because and then Arkansas, they play in a similar conference to SEC, and they play big boy ball as well. They play against Texas. They're in they're right now in the Sweet 16, and then Florida, I know they got bounced, but they're a great team as well. And then who else? And then Tennessee, did Tennessee happen to win today? You guys happen to know?
I did not see the end of that game. We'll let you know here coming up shortly. We will. Hey, I appreciate your call. Thank you.
Yeah, they did.
Thank you, guys.
Tennessee did beat Virginia by 7 points.
Okay, 79-72. Yes, Tennessee, who was favored in that game by 1.5, and they get the victory there to advance to face Iowa State in the Midwest Regional Semifinals. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. Let's head back out here to the locker room and hear from Anthony Delorso after the ball game. ADO was 1 for 5, 1 for 4 from 3. He finished with just 3 points in the ball game and turned it over a couple of times in 18 minutes. Here was Anthony after the ball game. Anthony, how do you describe that one out there? Neither team shot well in the first half of that game, and then second half early, shots were falling for everybody, and then you guys had to stave off another run, as you've done all season.
Yeah, tough game. They're a great team. Unique team. They got their own defensive plan, and it makes the game, a little chaotic. But we were able to pull away, late and hit some big shots and some big defensive stops.
Why is this team so stoic in those tight times when games seem to turn and come and go?
Yeah, it's our preparation. I think, we played a lot of big games, throughout the year that have been similar to that, down to the wire. So we've got a lot of experience under our belt and a lot of calmness, no reason to panic. We've got the experience to be able to, do it again.
Jaden Bradley, man, he hit a couple of big shots there to kind of stave off that run and get you guys the cushion back again. What's fun when he just gets aggressive like that to the basket?
Yeah, it's great. Obviously, he's been super clutch for us, throughout the year, not just today. Got the experience, like I said. He's got the ability. He's got the courage to be able to take the shots. Someone's going to take him, and he's always willing to. And yeah, he's a closer for us, and we trust him down the line.
Shot by Braden at the clock was just huge.
Yeah, much needed 3.
All right, that was Anthony Delorso after the contest. Wildcats win it 78-66 over the Utah State Aggies, 34-2. No, I'm sorry, 35-2. Am I correct on that here? 34-2. 34-2 on the season, heading to San Jose next week. All right, let's hear from Howie. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Hey, guys. I was noticing that we were missing easy shots, some of those close-in shots and throwing bad passes and balls over people's heads. And I think you got to give the coach at Utah State some credit because I think he saw the same thing. And then I saw Utah State in their defense. What they were doing is when one of our guys had the ball, they were running like 2 or 3 guys at that guy. And I don't know if they were fouling our guy or not, or if it was clean, but either way, it's obstructing the pass that our guy is going to make to an open player, right? Because you can't have 2 or 3 guys rushing towards a guy with the ball and nobody open. But the balls weren't going to the guys a lot. And I think that's when they started to catch up, too. They figured that out. And I've never seen us, with more than like one-on-one defense and stuff. But that was a pretty smart move, And one other thing. I lived in Little Rock for about 6 months, and I went over to this gym, and and you had a call to get in on a 3-on-3 or 4-on-4 game. And those guys, these aren't the college guys. Maybe they were, I don't know, but those guys were good. And just to throw that out, but I enjoyed watching the street ball over in Little Rock. It was pretty cool.
Howie, you're still out there playing ball at your age?
I do, yeah. I do. You know what I love to do? Pitch softball.
Softball.
Slow pitch softball. Yeah, I did it for years. Yeah, I'm pretty damn good, man. I'm pretty good for an old man.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was noticing that double and triple. Those Razorbacks watch that film. They will, and they should pick up on that. Kind of a trap.
Yeah, you can't just put in a matchup zone defense at this time of the season. So if that's not something that the Razorbacks are running, you could certainly Kelvin Ifon tinker with a little bit of zone that has some man principles in it. But Howie, the reason why Jared Calhoun's team frustrated Arizona so much is because that's what they do, and that's the style of defense they've always played. So yeah, really tough. It was a little bit frustrating as an observer watching how hard it was for Arizona to get the ball into the paint after we've seen them just dominate the paint all year long. But you have to give credit to Utah State and what they do, and that's their philosophy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
No, they have, and I thought that was a great observation of the way that they were attacking. I thought they did a great job on Karchinkov, especially every time he went to that right hand. It was 2 or 3 guys right there trying to steal it, trying to tie the ball up. Made it real tough for us to get into that lane and score. And we were selling for a lot of threes. I thought early. I thought Coach said something about it at halftime. You got to keep attacking and getting those guys in foul trouble, which, loosens up the defense a little bit. So, again, great defensive game plan by them. But like you guys said, 12 free throws, you make 8 of those free throws. Now all of a sudden it's a 20-point blowout. And with that being said, it's still a 12-point victory versus a tough Utah State. I'm sorry the name isn't, UConn or something like that, but Utah State at this time of the year is a very tough team. And again, a dub is a dub.
Exactly. I agree with you 100%. Yeah, they've had good teams. I think I said that last night. They played tough ball, and that was a smart move. It caught them up pretty good.
Yeah, they got good coaches over there. That's what they have. That long list of good coaches out of the Aggies program who've moved on to other places.
Yeah. Are we playing Thursday or Friday?
Thursday at a still to be determined time. We'll let you know. Hopefully we'll get that time before we get out of here tonight. Howie, I appreciate your call. Thank you.
Yeah, take care.
All right. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's get a break in here. We'll come back and talk more with you. 78-66, the final score. The Arizona Wildcats knock off the Utah State Aggies. They're on to the Sweet 16 in San Jose, where they're going to have a chance to see, none of these guys played for Sean Miller,
Jared Calhoun went to Cincinnati, by the way.
Yes, he did do that too. I think was that before Cleveland State or after Cleveland State?
His first, I
think he went there first.
He went to school there. He's a graduate of the Bearcats.
Yeah.
So you might have heard in that post game he was mentioning Utah State next season.
Yeah.
Didn't say us. I didn't hear any us. And again, like I just said, I mean that's a school that's produced quite a lot of head coaches who move on to other things. So you hope they have the longest success, but I know, he's in his mid-40s, so the potential that he may not be there next season is pretty high. But obviously with the 4 seniors and junior in the lineup, this was a really good chance, and that's why they were so tough. That's a tough team, guys, because that's a veteran team.
It is. And that was one of the things we thought would be an advantage for them was that experience. And it was what allowed them to get back into that game when it looked like the Wildcats were about ready to take them out of it. All right, we're going to break in. We'll come back. We'll have much more here from Vijas Arena in San Diego as they start to break down everything. I'll probably be the last table standing when this is all said and done.
Yeah, you've been trapped in buildings like that before. Just get in there before they lock the door.
Yeah, exactly. I just got to make sure the gates are not locked on me. It is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
It's a full court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
For windows and doors that combine style, performance, and efficiency, come to the Window Depot. We carry a large selection of Milgard windows and patio doors, with many options in stock and available today. Choose from a variety of colors, styles, and energy-efficient designs that can help improve comfort while adding value to your home. From new builds to window replacements, our team can help you find the right Milgard products for your unique project. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here with the Right Way team.
Great news. Free furnace season has been extended through the end of March. Have you been thinking about replacing your heating and cooling system this year? To spark business, we're giving away an 80% gas furnace or a heat pump air handler with the purchase of a new air conditioning system.
And we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 to book your free estimate today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Looking for top-notch lumber and framing? Johnson Manley Lumber has been your trusted expert since 1970, specializing in both residential and commercial projects. Our experienced teams, cutting-edge technology, and reliable supply chain ensure your framing is on time and on budget every time. We're proud to be employee-owned and community-rooted in Tucson. Learn more at johnsonmanley.net. Proud supporter of the University of Arizona radio broadcast. Go Wildcats.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care with Mad March savings all month long. Now's the time to save big with big deals on major brand tires like the long-lasting, quiet-riding Michelin Defender 2 and slam dunk savings on automotive repairs with big rebates up to $100. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 convenient locations are ready to assist on your next championship drive. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more savings. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Why do I spend so much time educating our youth about financial wellness? I have seen the fire ignite inside of young adults when I show them how the power of compound investing can change their futures. This is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and I'm committed to affecting change with our youth. An idea for all of you listening today, gift a Roth IRA contribution for the holidays or birthdays for your kids and grandkids. Contact our office at 520-719-1433 for guidance and details. The change begins with us.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
At Goldberg & Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
Get your backyard summer ready with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you want to dive in this summer, now is the time to visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Ask about our 60-day pool. To be summer ready, First Choice is the only choice.
Ready to score a new vehicle? Whether you are looking for a new car, truck, or electric vehicle, at Royal Kia, we know exactly what you want. A quality vehicle at a great price and to be treated fairly. We stand by our transparent online pricing, offer a 72-hour buyback guarantee, and you work with our no-pressure, non-commissioned sales staff. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $589 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus, or RoyalKia.com.
Our daughter was addicted to pain meds, and for over 2 decades, she was lost to us. We tried to help, but the more we tried, the worse it got. She went to 18 different rehabs. We finally realized that to really love her, we needed to let her go, even when that meant her going to jail. When she got out, she went to Gospel Rescue Mission, and as the days turned into months, we knew we had our daughter back.
If you need help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino.
Wow.
The spot with Arizona's only hometown sports book.
Alabama's
The hottest
kicking
slots
Texas
and tables.
Tech's
And
butt.
off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down. Turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Bradley looking to drive, driving right, kick at corner, Burries, 4 to shoot. Burries, back top, turns, fires a deep 3, got it! Oh my, what a shot for Burries. 70-64 Arizona.
Braden Burries, man, that was the shot right there. That was the shot that kind of staved off the run by the Utah Utes and allowed the Wildcats to finish out a 78-66 win over Utah State. Braden Burries, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 3 from 3, 3 of 5 from the line, 16 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, and a blocked shot. Wildcats had 5 blocks in this game. They made 7 of 17 from behind the arc, did the Wildcats. So they finished the contest shooting 41% from 3, which is above their average, and they were hot early once again, and that helped them to this win tonight and on to the Sweet 16. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's head back to the phones and hear from Anthony. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Hello, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Well, Anthony, it was it wasn't quite the sweater that we had 4 years ago here against TCU, but we did do a little sweating tonight in that second half.
Yeah, man. Utah State. I watching them in the previous game. Some of the sets they ran, you could tell they're a very well coached team. Mm-hmm. 4 straight years in the tournament. This year they won the regular season by I think about 2 games, then won the season tournament, and I mean they're a postseason tournament. So I mean they were a well-seasoned team. More like a 7 or 6 seed. I was thinking more of instead of a legit 9 seed. But I mean we got through it. Everything went well. Ugly game. What this game reminds me of is especially when they got it down to 4. Is the years like the Clemson, the Princeton, where, I started getting a little worried. But the difference with this team, though, is the Princeton team, it seemed like nobody wanted the ball. At this time, we had 3 different players step up. We had a Krivas with the 7 straight free throws, where he became Mo Krivas Curry. And 7 straight free throws. He went some huge plays, and then the way he played defense today was great. Then you had Bradley just attacking the basket. Just when we needed somebody, he became, he put his foot on the gas and went at it. And that's one thing I remember about that Clemson game a couple years back is he's one of the only people that was very, he was one of the best players in that game. I remember Love had a bad game. We shot horrible from 3, but Bradley kept attacking. So I think his experience was a big part of this game too. And then you had Braden Burries with that massive dagger, just a big shot, just right there. Probably is what sent us to that shot's probably what sent us to San Jose. So I mean, interesting game. Just that's the difference with this team. 39% from the field today. Had one of those off games, but our defense held them to 39%. And just we have multiple things on here that we're able to adjust and. It's a good victory. ESPN just came out 6:45 on Thursday.
6:45 our time or their Eastern?
Yes, our time.
Okay, 6:45 our time. So that sounds good. All right.
Yeah, and then another thing I was going to bring up too, where they're talking about, I remember going into the tournament, a lot of the stations were talking about, like the TV stations talking about no Cinderellas. Because of NIL and
revenue share,
the transfer portal now.
Yeah,
and how that's doing that. And at first it looked like we had a couple upsets in the first round, but now if you look across the board, no matter what happens in that Alabama game, but they're way ahead now. That game might even be over now.
Killing Texas Tech.
So what do you guys consider in football? I know the Power 5 or Power 6, but in basketball, would you consider Big East would be Power 6, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would give them that respect. Absolutely.
I mean, UConn doesn't count. You can't put UConn in with the Big East. That's they're their own monster, right? So,
yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Utah State was the only non-Power 4 team entering today. So
and now you look at Sweet 16, it's all Power 6, or Power
Texas,
whatever you want to call it.
The Texas Longhorns are your Cinderella, Anthony. How's that make you feel?
The Texas Longhorns.
And I mean, dude, what a storyline would that be? I mean, I know it's a long way to go. We have a tough Arkansas team, and they have a tough Purdue game. But what would that storyline be? That would just be crazy, especially here in Tucson, if it was Tommy Lloyd get to the Final Four.
Yeah, that would be unbelievable.
Yeah, that'd be a little freaky. That'd be a little scary, but
it would not be unbelievable. It would be just on par. That's the type of things that they do when they be coming up with these matchups. Now, I didn't predict that Texas could go that far, but they just have some good matchups, and Sean Miller is known for them defenses.
Well, and it's kind of, it's almost like the 97 Wildcat team from the standpoint that they kind of sleptwalked into this tournament. They weren't playing very well at all, and now they found themselves for 3 straight games to get to this point.
Which one on Texas is Bibby? I don't think they got one of those.
Okay, yeah, probably not.
Last I checked.
There's a lot of stuff they don't have, but he's done a good job with them in the tournament at least.
He has done that for sure. Yeah, again, this is what Sean does. He's done it at 3 different schools.
Yeah, So Purdue. So with us being the 6:45 game, I'm thinking will probably be the second game in San Jose, or will that be the first game?
Yeah. I wouldn't think they would have a game starting on the East Coast after midnight. So that sounds right. Yeah.
Well, but you think about it though, that second game though would be because San Jose is an hour behind us now, or are they waiting?
No, they're with us. Yeah, we're we're on San Jose time. Yeah.
That's gonna be the first game. That's gonna be an early game, but I guess
let's see Texas and Purdue at 4:10.
Yeah, they got Houston and Illinois tipping off after Arizona, Arkansas, but not much. It's only like 20 minutes after. So that Arizona, Arkansas will be the 3rd game out of 4 in the day.
Yep.
And this is just. Oh man, we have just like today. I really once they got down to 4, I started getting nervous, man. I started seeing all these, just everything. But yeah, we fought through it, man. We had a rough day at the free throw line as well, but Van Gundy was right on point. Arizona is built different this year. When things are going wrong or this and that, we could rely on defense, which we did. We could rely on rebounding. I think we got rebounded by almost 20-some.
Yeah.
It was. There was a point in time where I think Krivas had more offensive rebounds than they had total rebounds at one time, we had more offensive rebounds than they had total rebounds at one point in time. It's just like we're just built different this year. So let's keep the run going, and I just hopefully we have a magical year here in Tucson.
Before you hang up, Anthony, we already talked about the other 3 games Thursday, but we haven't talked about the most important game, which is Farm-pocalypse between Iowa and Nebraska. Come on. Whoever picked, nobody thought that the Hawkeyes and Cornhuskers would be matching up in the Sweet 16 this time of year.
What is that? You said Farm-pocalypse. What do they call that game between Kansas State and Iowa State in football? What they call that? Some crazy name like that, I think. I forget what it is. I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
Farmageddon, I think, is what they call that game. Farmageddon.
You know how they have the Field of Dreams in baseball? They might as well just put a Field of Dreams in, put that out there in the cornfields, out there somewhere out there, and have that game there. See what that would do on TV.
Oh gosh, yeah. Iowa State, Kansas State is Farmageddon.
All I know is that if the Nebraska fans travel anything like they did to Houston, they were like 75% of the building the last game out.
And then what about Houston right there, man? Are the Houston next 2 games basically home game? Who does Houston have next? I need to look at the brackets again.
Illini.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. But that's a Houston home game, so.
Oh God, yeah. I didn't know they were. Yeah, they're in their house in the Toyota Center. Well, they're playing at the Toyota Center. Yeah.
But the Illini got the kryptonite that Houston don't like, and that's scoring. Houston is great at defense, but the Illini can stretch you out, spread you out, and hit shots from all over the court. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be tough for Houston to pull this one out.
It's 2.1 miles. From the Houston campus to the Toyota Center.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so, that's a nice little setup for them. But it's going to be a fun Thursday and hopefully a fun Saturday for us. But, man, just like I said, I'm barely catching my breath. gonna have to sit down, drink some water, and then figure out how to pass time. Today was so rough. Between noon and 4, I was just walking around the house trying to figure out something, trying to go to sleep, trying to do something, just to pass that time. Today was a long day, and I can imagine how this week is going to be going into Thursday. But man, I hope to speak with you guys. Now we're at what's the countdown? 4?
Four more times.
Yes, great show, guys. Once again, thank you. And then you can bear down, and we'll speak to you guys on Thursday night.
There we
Hopefully we're
go.
in a happy mood.
Appreciate it, Anthony. Thank you. 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Jeff in Rancho Vistoso checks in on the text groove. He says 12 missed free throws with the green frowning barf emoji. Yeah, not good, but the Wildcats won the game, so we will take that.
Do you want to take another call?
Do we have? Yeah, let's.
We do have Mark.
Let's take Mark. Mark, you're on Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Mark. Go ahead.
All right, cool. Just a couple of things. We covered the spread for our first 2 games, the 30.5, and this one that was 11.5.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys did on your betting. I think you guys
we'll tell you that. We'll tell you that coming. You want to sit? Well, why don't we just? Well, since you brought it up, Mark, why don't we just do that right now, J-Dub? Can we do that right now? And
did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to find out how we bet the book and if we beat the book. Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
all right, so the Wildcats were an 11.5-point favorite in the game today, and they covered that by a half point. U of A wins it 78-66. Me and J-Dub took the Wildcats and laid the numbers, so that's a winning score for us. Kelvin, unfortunately, took Utah State in 11.5, coming up just a little bit under on that one right there. The over-under was 153.5, so 78-66 is 144, so that comes in under.
Way under.
Everybody took the over, so that's a losing ticket for everybody on that right there. So J-Dub and I get a split. Kelvin loses both today.
Who'd you have, Mark?
Yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention, I kind of had to look up because, not to beat a dead horse, but I looked up, and I am going to project us all the way to the end. But the UConn team in 04, they shot 62% from the free throw line. I don't know if we can match that. I think it's, and I couldn't find out what they were doing as far as 3-point defense. So I think that's kind of has to be a combination. Get to the free throw line, get the free points, but also not give them a 3-point shot.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I mean, there's some teams left in this tournament that live behind the 3-point line, Alabama especially. So defending the 3-point line, especially as you get to the Sweet 16 and beyond, so many of these teams, Mark, are set up to live by the points they get from beyond the arc are a huge part of what they do. So, yeah, I think Arizona's been great at defending the 3-point line to this point, but you're always going to find a day where some guy who has made 1 out of their last 20, DK, knocks down 4 in a row. It's this time of year.
And Alabama has made 19 tonight in their game against Texas Tech.
That's what they do.
19 of 38 from behind the arc they are tonight. Latrell Wrightsell is 6 of 9. Houston Mallet off the bench is 5 for 7. And that's what we talked about with that team right there. I mean, I had them getting upset just because of all the turmoil that's been going on down there. But they have not let that noise get to them, and they're headed back to the Sweet 16.
Yeah, remember last year they set the record, 25.
Yeah.
25 was last year's, I think, Sweet 16 game where they hit 25 threes over in the win over BYU, and that was the most ever hit in an NCAA tournament game.
Mark, you got anything else?
9% from the line, so I'm kind of happy with that.
I'm sorry, Mark. Repeat that one more time. You're happy with what?
No, I was saying for the team, we hit 69%. So
You're happy with 69%?
No, I'd like to see 75, but I'm being greedy.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
at least 75%.
But one thing that we don't talk about is that they only gave up 11 free throws.
That's true.
And the other team only made 8. So we still made double. I mean, 27? We made 27 free throws. They made 8.
Yeah.
I mean, they only took 11 and we took 39. So, I know we missing free throws, but we're getting there. And you're getting experience on the line. So, they got a week. They got 4 days to prepare and work on those free throws before they get to the next game. But, again, you make 8 of those, and we're talking about a different game.
And that's 2 games in a row now. They've held their opponent under, I think, it was only 10 in the game against Long Island.
And it's amazing to me because
I was going to say, Coach, that you can somewhat coach free throw shots, do multiple, but it's kind of rough when it doesn't go in.
Yeah, no, and for as physical as Arizona is playing and as physical as the guys, I mean, I couldn't believe Walker didn't have more fouls. I mean, I just knew he had more fouls because he didn't get that many minutes, but I mean, the ref was really letting them play physical, and we still got 39 free throws. So, yeah, it's amazing that they didn't go to the line more, but especially with them being a 2-point shooting team, they like to get into the lane and try to score. But, again, man, the defense was just tough, and they didn't have a lot of places to go.
Mark, hey, we appreciate your call. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's go back into the locker room and hear from Jaden Bradley this time, who got hot down the stretch to get the Wildcats to the Sweet 16 with a 78-66 win over Utah State. Here is the Wildcats captain.
Tough opponents that you haven't faced in your conference, and they're throwing different stuff at you. So it's a quick turnaround. You don't get a couple of days to kind of figure out what they do, get preparation. So shout out, Coach Murph had to scout. He did a great job. Yes, sir.
How important is it for your demeanor to? I mean, you show excitement, but you don't get sped up like a game like today.
Yeah.
These guys look at you to be the calm one, I guess.
I just been in me and probably Big Mo and Tobe and Deli. We've been with Coach Lloyd for the longest, so we know what he wants. So, when I want to set an example for the freshmen, when stuff gets tough and they look over, if I'm panicking, it bleeds down. So, I want to stay calm and stay composed and, just go out there and take care of business.
Why were the baskets tougher to come by in that first half, you think?
Yeah, they did a great job, not following us, not allowing us to get to the free throw line a whole bunch. They mix up their defenses, they ice, they trap, they zone switch, so it kind of messes up your flow. You're not able to just connect passes, and they did a great job.
That play where you broke the pep press there, went down and got the and one. That's a play that could have gone either way. They could have called an offensive foul there. They didn't. I mean, once you got into the open floor, what was the plan?
I knew we had numbers on the back end. If you kind of beat a press, that means it's probably 3 or 4 guys behind. So Mo did a great job of ducking in his man, and I kind of went up there, finished, and was able to get the and one. Very talented group. They have talented freshmen, just like we have. They have bigs and experienced players as well. Great offensively. I don't know pretty much too much, but just watching, they got some great guards, great bigs. It's going to be a tough matchup. Yeah. Yeah, no, very tough guard. I've been seeing he has crazy numbers this year. Very talented, can shoot it from 3, get down mid-range, layup. So it's going to be a tough task. We're going to have to throw a lot of different coverages. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a solid game plan to try to stick to it.
All right, that was Jaden Bradley after the ball game. Wildcats win it 78-66. Jaden again overall 6 of 16, but finished 5 of his last 7 from the field and led the team with 18 points. Hit some big baskets, including an and one down the stretch that helped the Wildcats stave off Utah State. All right, let's get a break in here. We'll come back. We've got more. We still got to get to our keys to the game. We still have to hand out our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. I think that's going to be a relatively easy decision tonight, but we'll do that when we come back. 78-66, the final. Arizona over Utah State. Kelvin Efon and JW Madden back in studio. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bet the Book is sponsored by Casino del Sol. Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf. Our Window Depot postgame coverage is just getting started. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by Advantage Air Mechanical, Cactus Auto Company, Casino del Sol, Done Right Services, Drain Masters, First Chiropractic, Idaho Central Credit Union, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing, Royal GMC, Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Bear Down Roofing, Dorado Rock, Essential Pest Control, Goodfellas AC, Hughes Federal Credit Union, Factory Direct Mattress, Johnson Manley Company, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived.
The target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thona Ogden Nation.
Discover your perfect vehicle at Cactus Auto, Tucson's trusted destination for certified pre-owned cars for over 30 years. They offer a wide range of certified pre-owned vehicles featuring the brands and models you love. Their finance experts are here to provide you with top dollar trade-in offers and help you find the best financing options, regardless of your credit history. With approved credit, enjoy no payments for up to 90 days. Trust Cactus Auto for quality, affordable pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs, all backed by incredible savings and a 7-day exchange guarantee. Visit cactusauto.com.
Everyone loves a backyard barbecue, but who has the time? I'm Josh Bishop, owner of Fork and Fire in Oro Valley and Catalina. My brother, best friend, and I have been cooking for one another and our neighbors for years, and we still get to live our passion every day at Fork and Fire. In Oro Valley, you'll discover bold, smoky brisket, ribs, pulled pork, and many creative dishes, paired with local craft beers on tap and specialty cocktails. Fork and Fire, your neighborhood backyard barbecue, where great food meets good times and strong community. Join us today at Fork and Fire, Oro Valley, and in Catalina.
All right, we kept the homeowners warm this winter. Now, let's get ready for summer.
It's super tune-up time at Right Way. We'll perform our 42-point Energy Saver tune-up on your air conditioning system for just $79. We'll remove years of dirt, grime, and leaves from your outdoor unit to help your system run more efficiently and reliably, all for only $79. If you have an AC that leaks refrigerant, we'll also include a leak check at no charge. And if you call this week and ask for the early bird special, you can get the entire service for just $59. Call today. If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care with Mad March savings all month long. Now's the time to save big with big deals on major brand tires like the long-lasting, quiet-riding Michelin Defender 2 and slam dunk savings on automotive repairs with big rebates up to $100. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care's 14 convenient locations are ready to assist on your next championship drive. Check out jackfurriers.com for even more savings. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Since 1960, we're here to get you there.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management. As a boutique fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, We are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit KaiserGarage.com to learn more.
Hi, I'm Jordan Benjamin with Done Right Services. When your home or business needs HVAC, plumbing services, or electrical work, choose a genuine local Tucson company, Done Right Services. With decades of trusted experience and upfront pricing, Done Right Services treats every customer like a valued neighbor. From upgrades to urgent repairs, our licensed professionals deliver quality, care, and craftsmanship you can count on, getting it done right. Call Done Right Services today at 520-369-3966 because you deserve it done right.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
It's a full-court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card, now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascuayaki tribe.
Bear down, Wildcat Nation. Our Window Depot coverage of U of A basketball continues. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day, a full wrap-up of today's Wildcats contest. Top takeaways, reaction from the players and head coach Tommy Lloyd, plus your thoughts on what you saw. The postgame show is brought to you by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. This is your home for Arizona basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Stolen away by Perriman, got tipped before that. Liz lead pass, knocked away but saved. Off to King, open three, over the rim, no good. Burry's there for the Arizona rebound. Lead pass down to Pete. Pete going to the bucket, lay it up, missed it, no good. And Templin the rebound. Now the Aggies will run it the other way. Templin underneath it, goes to Clark, reverse lane is good. Boy, what a turn of events there. And it's 51-30.
Yeah, the Utah State Aggies. What was weird about that 7 minutes that the Wildcats went without a basket was that they only took 3 shots during that 7 minutes. And they turned it over 6 times, I do believe was the count, during that 7-minute stretch, and that's how those things had to happen. It wasn't so much that Utah. I mean, when I was looking at Utah's numbers during that stretch, I mean, they made some shots, but I think they were like just under 50% shooting for that stretch. It was just that the Wildcats couldn't do anything, and they just gave them extra possessions to slice into that that deficit that they had, which at the time was 18 points, and they got it down to 4. But Arizona wins it 78-66. The final score, and they're on to the Sweet 16 where they will face the Arkansas Razorbacks. If you were not with us in the last segment, we do have a game time that's been set on that. It'll be 6:45 Tucson time on Thursday night, 6:45. So I'll imagine that we will likely be on the air around 3 o'clock, so probably around our normal time, I would think, on Thursday. for Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, to get you set for that game against John Calipari and the Arkansas Razorbacks. 520-848-1290 is the number. Call us, text us. You can interact with the program on our app. Download the Wildcats Radio 1290 app because it slaps. We've got everything on there. If you go there right now, you'll have our top story at the moment until we get our game story up. Is we have a winner at the Cologuard Classic, which took place this weekend in Tucson. Steve Alker wins the Cologuard Classic for the second consecutive year. So congratulations to him. Hot weather, but great golf out there at the La Paloma Country Club this weekend. All right, let's hear from Paul. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the postgame show.
Even sing it with me.
I've been away too long.
Love it. Yeah.
Who sang this?
The way to Dionne Warwick.
Oh, that's right, Dionne. I don't think we categorize that as yacht rock, though.
No, we call this travel rock. Travel rock. This is travel rock. Let's get to San Jose. Can we get out of San Diego already? Holy mackerel. I told my wife, I said, in the first half, I'm thinking to myself, I'm not going to pace back and forth. And what was I doing in the second half? I was pacing back and forth. JW, you're the best. You're the best. Can we nominate JW for like a Grammy, like best producer? I mean, that's some great music.
All we got to do is call up our boy Harvey Mason, right?
I told you we got to get Harvey to do a new song, to update the song.
See, there we go. Now we're thinking. I have a feeling we'll get some of that stuff. Hey, but it's just one of those things where, like I tell my family and everybody keeps saying it, right? Survive in advance, right? And it's just this team. I really would love to be on the blood pressure cuff of Tommy Lloyd when that was going on, because he seemed pretty cool. I'm sure, of course, he's wound up, but he's probably thinking to himself, what could I have done differently to prepare them for this? So I have a question, and I'll be quick, and then you can get me off the air. The defense that Utah State was playing, is it okay for me to call it a junk defense? Because it just seemed like it wasn't a typical man-to-man, obviously. It just seemed like when we made a drive to the bucket, they had guys surrounding us, and for some reason we couldn't figure out which guys were surrounding us, thus creating openings for our other guys. And it was frustrating. I mean, what do we have? Like you said, 6 turnovers in a row, right?
Yeah.
Or not in a row, but 6 turnovers in that span. It's like I bet if you look back the whole year, I don't think we did that all year. So nerves? Absolutely.
Kelvin, answer the question the man asked. Is that a junk defense that they played tonight?
I mean, I don't necessarily consider it junk. I mean, you're playing a defense that the type of personnel that you got, that you have to play, but it's a mixture in between the zone and the man, and you drop off the guys that you don't think are high percentage threes and really overhelp in the lane and close out late. So forcing threes if they want to take them, but it's just that, again, we make some of those shots, we make a few more of those free throws, and it's just a different game.
Yeah, I mean, the guys, Paul, most famous for playing that style of defense are John Chaney, right, at Temple, and Thompson and Boeheim at Syracuse. So, I mean, you're talking about, I think a junk defense as being an undermanned team that doesn't have the size and personnel to match up straight up with your team. So, therefore, they have to throw something. Right? I mean, that's the general junk. And yet, if you played at the highest level, first of all, it takes a lot of intelligence. You can't run that kind of defense unless you have a bunch of upperclassmen or people who are really, connected to one another. And I'll tell you what I mean. Like, what was the first possession? It was a look off with the eyes to a wide open top of the key 3-pointer by Braden Burries. It was super easy. However, that's not always going to be the case when they're trying to, Kelvin, collapse on those drivers especially. I mean, Ivan Karchenkov had a really hard time holding onto the ball. He kept getting the ball, stripped from him, or he kept getting tied up as soon as he spun in the lane because they were waiting for that. So I don't think it's a junk defense. I just think that's a team that plays a really good matchup 2-3 style zone and with some man concepts. And it's, they might even switch in and out. So it's just a tough thing if you're not used to seeing that on a regular basis. Like, Kelvin, how much time did teams in the old Big East have to prepare weekly for that Boeheim zone? That's all they ever did.
Yeah, and with this tournament play, you have 1 day to get ready for it. So, Arizona had one day to get ready for it, and again, you just want to advance. Now you got a few days to get ready for whatever else that ACUF and Arkansas presents.
And Kelvin, is Arkansas, are they a straight man up?
Yeah, man, very, very athletic, very long. They'll play you full court, man. But you're dealing with Calipari, and you never know what he'll pull. He'll figure out anything to try to beat you. So, but he believes in this athlete. He has some A1 type of athletes over there, so they're going to be very aggressive offensively, trying to put pressure on you with their offense more than anything.
We all know the defense that Arkansas is famous for, though, Kelvin. Almost got you over there, right? Like back in the day.
That was nasty. Nolan's nasty defense.
Yeah, 40 minutes of hell, they called it.
40 minutes of hell. That was crazy. Oh, gosh. We that's why we owe them. We owe them something for that. We owe them something for that. So, hey, guys, yes, I do know the way to San Jose. And you know what? It's Thursday night at 6:45. And survive and advance. J-Dub, you're the best. DK, you're the best. Kelvin, you're the best, my friend. You guys take care. Bear down, Arizona.
Hey, Paul, we appreciate it. La, 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 la. Yeah. All right.
I'm sure we'll be hearing that a lot.
520-848-1290. Kelvin, I thought of you because it's funny, like you always talk about when they got into the stretch and they had no offense going, and how at times they need to when that happens they need to call a play. Well, it was funny because after the possession, right after what I thought was the play that changed the game, was when Jaden broke the press, went down and got the and one, because they could have called that an offensive foul. But they didn't. That could, because Utah State had all the momentum. If they call an offensive foul there, I think the game completely falls apart for U of A. But they didn't, and then Bradley went down and got the and one, and then on the next possession, they actually came down and they did call a play, because I forget the one assistant coach who he held up what the play was, and what did they do? They turned it over. So I was like, maybe they shouldn't just run any plays, because clearly they just called a play and they couldn't execute it.
That is funny, when you think about it, because, again, you would think that the play would really work because they don't normally run plays. So you would think that the other team wouldn't be ready for it. But I'm sure they have some plays that they work on all the time at practice and pull them out when they need it. They just haven't needed them a lot of times. But it's times in there, though, that you be wishing. I watch a lot of basketball, guys, and and I'm not one to question, the success that Lloyd has had. He has an amazing career as an assistant and now as a head coach. But I've watched a lot of basketball, and a lot of those teams that be winning those championships, the Floridas and the Utahs, they run plays when they need it, okay? Yeah. So, I would love to see us get into different things sometimes so we can get, shots. But, I think Coach loves that figured-out offense, and it's been working well for him.
Yeah, and I'm not there a lot at the end of the game, but that's the first time I can remember seeing that, like where they actually held up something. It was assistant coach T.J. Benson. It was something written on a whiteboard, and he held it up. I couldn't make out what exactly it was, but clearly whatever it was, the play that they wanted to run. And I have not seen that happen a lot with Tommy Lloyd, but it happened in that instance, and they turned it over. And I just thought that was funny, because we always talk about they need to call a play, and they couldn't make that play whatever that play was. Did not work in that particular instance, but it did not hurt them as they were able to win the game by 12 points. All right, let's find out. Let's talk about our Window Depot glass cleaner of the game for tonight, Mo Krivas.
K-Rock?
Mo Krivas. Definitely. For sure, I'm with you. Even though you want to throw some love in there before I got Pete. I thought Pete was competing.
Yeah.
I thought Pete was competing for sure.
Yeah, I know it's Mo. I mean, you guys, the crazy stat we haven't even talked about is the Aggies turned the ball over 4 times.
Yeah.
4 times.
4
in
times.
the entire game. So that rebounding advantage was really the big difference in the game. 54-26 is the final, and obviously Mo had a lot to do with that. So I got no problem with that.
22 offensive rebounds in this game for the Arizona Wildcats. It led to 21 second chance points for Arizona, and 9 of those offensive boards went to Motias Krivas. He is your Window Depot glass cleaner of the game. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. 78-66. Wildcats win it over Utah State to advance to the Sweet 16. We'll have much more coming up for you straight ahead. We'll take your calls, text, comment on our Facebook page, comment on our YouTube channel, comment on our Twitter page as well. We'll still get you all the scores before we get out of here. They're starting to break things down. They asked me if I still needed my internet. I was like, yeah, I still need my internet.
You guys want to guess what they're showing on TV after the game ended?
I have no idea.
Hoosiers.
Oh, is that today's game was on TNT, was it, or
True TV.
True
Yeah.
TV. Yeah. Okay. All right, Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day continues after this timeout on Wildcats Radio 1290.
At Goldberg and Osborne, we know Arizona. It's where we live. It's where we work. It's where we've fought and won cases for the injured since 1989. Throughout our history, we've approached every case with a single focus: you. And we've got thousands of 5-star reviews to prove it. Put us to work for you by calling 1-800-THE-EAGLE today.
JT Auto, where customers are family. Trust your vehicle to JT Auto professional and reliable automotive repair and maintenance services. JT Auto is conveniently located off Fort Lowell and Country Club. Open Monday through Friday. JT Auto is a full-service auto shop with satisfaction guaranteed, offering you the best in tires and wheels, auto repair, oil changes, computer diagnostics, suspension and brake service, and heating and AC. Bring your car to JT Auto, where customers are family. 623-7066. That's 623-7066.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picturox Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of Cream HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturoxcooling.com.
Picturox Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
Ready to update your kitchen, create a spa-inspired bathroom, or a backyard oasis? Put the equity in your home to work for you with a home equity line of credit from Hughes. Borrow between $10,000 and $250,000 and enjoy flexible terms and no prepayment penalties. With Hughes Federal Credit Union's one-rate guarantee, there's no switching rates based on your credit score. All our members get our same low rate. Learn more at hughesfcu.org/HELOC. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. Certain restrictions apply.
Are you planning a home renovation? Getting quotes on windows, doors, cabinets, countertops, or flooring? Before you commit, visit the Window Depot and make sure you're not overpaying. The Window Depot is your one-stop shop for top quality products at the lowest prices. We're locally owned and operated with no installers and no middlemen, so you save big. Perfect for DIYers, contractors, and homeowners. Visit a location near you or shop online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
Day in and day out, we're inundated with commercials asking to review your portfolio or telling you to get a second opinion. This is Natalie Fernandez with Meridian Wealth Management, and I want to share the advice I give people every day. Talk to 3 different advisors at 3 different firms. It's important to understand their differences and find someone you can trust. I want Meridian to be one of your 3, and then you will decide who is best for you. To learn more, call us at 719-1433 today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games,
Doug's
or
on
grab a
hold, too.
burger while the next game plays on the massive screens.
We'll go to him a
Then,
second after
catch
you
the
go on.
newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet, and supplier pricing is going on right now. That means huge savings on some of our most popular vehicles. Get up to $12,475 off the 2026 Silverado LD, up to $7,500 off the 2025 Blazer EV, and up to $2,500 off the 2026 Traverse. Truck Month is happening now, so don't miss out. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
The garage is more than a place to park your car. It holds prized possessions, and for most, it's a bustling entryway to the home. That's why LiftMaster designed the first ever opener with a built-in wide-angle camera and two-way audio, so you can see what matters and secure what's inside. Ensure your family and prized possessions are secure with a reliable garage door opener that's built to last and powered by MyQ for smartphone control. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Oh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly done right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing,
a neighborly company.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Rebound tipped out. Ball loose. Grabbed by Burries. No look. Right corner. Karchinkov, an air ball on a 3, but there is Pete to grab it and put it in.
Hey, that's another one of those offensive rebounds that led to one of those 21 second chance points for the Arizona Wildcats. Hey, it's right place, right time for Koa Pete on the air ball by Ivan Karchinkov. And he was able to get home 2 of his 14 points in the game to go along with 10 rebounds, of which he had 3 of those at the offensive end, 7 at the defensive end. 4 of 7, 6 of 9 from the line, 14 points. He had an assist. He had 1 turnover, and he had 1 block shot tonight in a 78-66 win by the Wildcats over Utah State. Let's hear from Ivan Karchinkov in the locker room after the win.
You guys get into these second half lulls. You went 7 minutes without a field goal, and you have to fight your way out of those.
I mean, we started the second half, perfect. We went on a good run. We're up almost 20, but then obviously we have to be ready that they're gonna make a break on us, because they're a good team. They will not just give up. It's March Madness. It's basically do or die. We just got to be more prepared. And we knew they're gonna make a run. It's just we have to kept it as small as possible.
What allows you guys to kind of stave off the runs that we've seen this multiple times where teams charge you in the second half, but you guys are able to hold them out?
Do the basics things great. If they make one crazy shot, don't let go and just don't give up on defense. Make them hit the next shot again, and obviously rebound the ball. Offensive rebounds are going to kill us.
First weekend of the NCAA tournament in your career, what you come away with it? What's your biggest takeaway?
It's great. So many teams playing, so many, a couple up-down upset, the higher seeds lose against the lower seeds. It's great. I love it. This is great. I now understand why it's called the holiday month. Not a lot. I know they're a really good team. They won the ACC tournament, and they're in the NCAA tournament in the Sweet 16, so they're going to be a good team.
You heard of their guard, Darius Akut?
Yeah, I heard. He's a pretty good guard.
Who do you think will guard him?
I don't know yet. Right now, we're just gonna try to go home, recover, and the next couple days are gonna be in full focus on our side, and we'll see what the game plan is.
Tommy's thoughts after the game.
Right now, I mean, good job. He said he knew it's not going to be that easy. Obviously, it's the NCAA tournament, and they're a good team. They won their Mountain West Division Conference. So he's just proud of us that we won and stick in it and didn't give up.
All right, Ivan Karchinkov, after the game, Wildcats win it 78-66. They are 34-2 now on the season, heading into a Sweet 16 matchup against the Arkansas Razorbacks. That'll be at 6:45 on Thursday. The last final of the day has come in, and it goes to Alabama as they blow out Texas Tech 90-65. Alabama, another team, two of those teams obviously both on the schedule this year for the Arizona Wildcats. So Alabama on to the Sweet 16 as well. Let's head back to the phones and hear from Doug. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, the post-game show.
Hey, guys. It's always good hearing everybody else's perspectives. You had a lot of good calls already tonight. Yeah, I can't honestly say that I enjoy the early rounds of the tournament as a prohibitive favorite. I just don't. Maybe later in the tournament I can enjoy it when the matchups are pretty even and you just, hopefully you squeak by, another tough team. And Utah State was definitely a tough team, 29 wins and, regular season and tournament champions in the Mountain West. I'm not diminishing them, but at the same time, it's like the heavy is the head that wears the crown. Like we obviously had all the pressure on us. And even with our fans there, you could just feel like it's a classic U of A tournament game where, just things happen that haven't happened all year, or maybe they have, like free throw shooting, you just start to feel everyone just clench up a little bit and play a little tight. I don't even know that our guys played tight. I just felt like we got out of what we do to some extent. In the first half, I think it was Ryan Hansen at halftime that said, Braden Burries with his 3 fouls, which, by the way, was huge. 2 fouls in the first half. That was huge because he only played 7 minutes. But he had 2 assists in those 7 minutes. And then the rest of the team had 3 assists the entire first half. And I just saw a lot of dribbling, a lot of guys, just not moving without the ball with crisp energy and, and just taking guys off the dribble, trying to finish at the rim and not finishing. And I think the other stat I heard was in the first half we were something like 5 for 20. Was it 5 for 16 or 5 for 21
on twos?
On 2 point, on twos. That's just unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's just an unbelievable. I mean, that's just a really.
And then
bad
they turned around and
percentage.
made 5 twos in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Right. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So Doug. Doug, I'll say I don't think it's unbelievable because the refs be letting the game be a little physical, and I think the guys were a little tight, thinking that they would get a couple of those calls. They did play in the Big 12, but they wasn't getting some of those calls, and then they did get some calls, and they didn't knock down the free throws. So it's just one of those things, man. You got to play through it. It's something that a champion. I tell the kids all the time. I say to win a championship, it's not going to be pretty. You're playing other teams that have been successful at doing what they do. And it's just not going to be easy, and then before you know it, they'll blow out Arkansas. And you're like, how the heck did it was tight against Utah State, but blew out Arkansas? Mm-hmm. So, man, it's just one of them things where, again, like you said, you're playing the lower seeds and you don't want another early loss or something like that. You see the other team coming back, but at the same time, you're recognizing that, to win a championship, it's going to be ugly.
Right. No, you're totally right. And this program in particular, we've documented it many times, has probably more pressure on it than any other program to succeed in the tournament after, always being so successful in the regular season and then just, falling short in the postseason. And that's why I don't really enjoy the tournament. I don't really, win or lose. And I'll tell you this, if we win the whole thing or if we lose next game, I do not put that much stock into the NCAA tournament. I just don't. When you prove yourself over 31 regular season games, road environments, home games, all of that, neutral sites, that to me is worth a lot more than just what happens in a 40-minute, neutral site game, where just fluky things can happen, the thing I've been hammering for years under Lloyd is 3-point defense.
Right.
And it's one of those things where, like, the numbers will probably tell me, like, Doug, don't worry about it, because I don't think Utah State shot an astronomical percentage, but it's the timeliness of those that they make. And I just saw guys that were just, like, really seemed to be super worried about, Utah State driving around them. And so they were giving them that 3-4 foot cushion. And I'm like, you're standing right there. Just get up on his jersey and don't let him shoot the three. The only way they're coming back in this game is hitting threes. And sure enough, they hit, 4 or 5 of them in those last 10 minutes that kept them in the game and got them back in the game. That never happens. If we force them to drive it, we've got guys that can stop them at the rim. Or maybe you give up a 2-pointer, but you don't give up those threes. So that just really frustrates me. It just does.
They're playing the percentages. Like that's a choice, Kelvin, that they made in that the Utah State Aggies are not a good 3-point shooting team, and that's not what they're trying to do. So I completely understand what you're saying. It's frustrating, Doug, to watch a team that's behind, especially down 15 or whatever, and have a little bit of cushion there to take those threes. But Kelvin, to me, that's definitely planned. They definitely wanted to try to get those guys to shoot threes. I think the thought process, Doug, was Arizona's coaching staff thought they would have a better chance at letting them shoot from the outside and trusting those percentages will add up, as opposed to letting them get in the paint and find cutters. That team's all about drive and cuts and kicks and all that kind of thing. So I think that's where the cushion came from.
And I think, and I also think this: what you don't want to do. They started making them late, right? When they started making the run in the second half. What you don't want to do is allow those guys that two-way go where now not only are they shooting threes, they're getting to the bucket and you're fouling them and they're scoring with the shot clock stop. So to me, that's what I was looking at. I look at, okay, if the team is knocking down a few threes, in the second half, you expect a little bit of a run, keep your guys calm, keep doing what you're doing as far as offensively, just to stay ahead. But what I'm more worried about is those guys getting in the lane and getting the and ones and scoring while the clock is stopped.
Since we're talking 3-pointers, 1985, guys, was a very important year because that's the year that they added the 3-point line to the college game, right?
Yeah.
Did you see that now that the Sweet 16 is finalized, this is the third time, including last year, since 1985, the great equalizer, the 3-point line lets small schools beat big schools. Third time that a small school has not been in the Sweet 16 since 1985. Every single season other than last year, this year, and in 1996. So,
wow.
Man, it's like NIL and transfer portal is on us, guys. I mean, 2 years in a row, no small schools beyond the round of 32.
And their coach talked about that. He talked about just the recruiting disparity that it really has to do with like size and athleticism. You can still get quality players at Utah States and everybody, all those other Troys and all those other people, the High Points. But you don't get the Koa Pete's, right? You don't get probably Dwayne Aristode's physique, that kind of athlete, or Mo Krivas's.
Don't get a walk off the bench.
Right.
You don't get a walk off the bench. That's right. So I do hear you that. Like the 3-pointer is the equalizer if you have enough pieces around those shooters, and these smaller schools probably just don't have that.
High Point. Look, go watch High Point. That's what they were doing.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I'm perfectly fine with that being the game plan going in. Let's dare them to shoot because that's not their specialty. But then once you're up by 18, I feel like, you know what? Don't dare them to shoot because the one way you're going to lose that lead is in big chunks in threes. So I don't know. That's always been my perspective, but I've never coached one play of basketball, so I can't say for sure that's correct. J-Dub, I'll just say, like, you and I have always talked about Mikhail and the fans, and I want to give our fans credit for, showing up in San Diego. We have a great presence out in Southern California, and I'm sure a lot of people traveled out there too. But it's the same old story, man. They are reactionary. So when we went scoreless for 7 minutes, you didn't hear that crowd.
No.
All you heard was the underdog crowd, the neutral fans and the Utah State fans. That's the stuff that kills me.
You want to know who was nervous? I was taking some pictures of people in the crowd because there were some dignitaries here today. We had Kenny Lofton was here, and I think Judd Buechler was here, and I saw Danny Manning up in the stands with Cardinal and Navion supporting his son Evan. There was a lot. I was just kind of panning my camera across the crowd, and there was a lot of nervous people. Not a lot of nervous looks up there during that stretch in the second half.
Well, I saw that Richard Jefferson was there, and I imagine Matt Othick and Kevin Flanagan were probably there too. But those alumni usually don't get too rowdy at the games either way. But I'm just talking about the general. There's something about like being part of the family that they don't. You know, Kelvin could probably speak to that. That the former players don't act like me at a game. I'm a lunatic at games, you know, and you'll never see those guys
Kenny
do
was
that,
pretty intense, though. I was watching Kenny for a little while. He was clutching. He was sitting right there on the rail. It was like an elevated front section right above the one media area, and he's like clutching the rail. I was like, Kenny, relax.
Yeah, no, he does get into it. I sat right behind him at the Elite Eight game the second year that we lost to Wisconsin at Staples Center. I sat right behind Kenny Lofton, and he was definitely into it. Maybe not as much as me, but I just want to say, like, for fans that go to these games, when the team's having a tough time, that's when you need to step up. That's my point.
And let's not forget Miles Simon, though. Let's not forget Simon Says. He was at the game, too.
Yes, he was.
Oh, there you go.
Yes, he was. Now, he was in a much better seat than the rest of them. He must have more cachet.
Okay. Well, anyway, definitely looking forward to Thursday. I don't want us to just focus on ACUF because obviously when you put all your eggs in one basket, somebody else burns you. We've seen that story enough times. So I'm sure Tommy and crew will come up with a good plan for that. But I feel like, maybe the pressure of the dominant favorite against the underdog won't be there so much. We're going against a Hall of Fame coach and, maybe the best scorer in the country. So, I think that our guys will play a little bit looser. We've played well against big name teams all year, so I think we'll have a much better effort on Thursday.
I got something that'll make you sleep better since you're so nervous. That was a great defensive team that Arizona played tonight. Arkansas is not that, so that should help you sleep a little better. How's that?
That's good. No, I love it. No, I just want to see more passing, more screens, just more team ball. That's how I kind of opened the call today. And, I'll wrap it up that way too. I just want to see us moving the ball, doing what we do, and finding open guys, and then just for gosh sakes, finish inside the paint. But anyway, hey, you can't complain with a 12-point win in the tournament, and we're on to another Sweet 16. So let's enjoy that for a few days and be ready for Thursday. Bear down.
There we go. Doug, always appreciate your call.
Doug.
Thank you very much. 520-848-1290 is the number if you would like to get in on the show. Let's see. We got a bunch of people getting in on the YouTube channel. Tony's 8002 says bear down with the muscle emoji up. K-Dub says bear down. Let's see what. No, actually, that was from earlier. K-Dub says, sorry, wasn't impressed with this win. Wasn't fun to watch. Utah State is not a good team. Play like this versus anyone else in the tourney, they lose by 15 plus. Is it just me, or did Koa look extremely aggressive when going for rebounds tonight? I don't think I've ever seen him this dominant. He went for the ball instead of letting it fall to him. I did think that there were times that it stood out that he was really going to get the basketball. Which I like. And again, that's what we want to see from Koa P. He's got the ability to do that. He just hasn't done it every single night this year.
Yeah.
Well, he has a big brother that he's been watching all year, and Toby Awaka, and and I think he's starting to understand because you start to hear a little bit about things that you need to do to shore up your status. And I also think he's looking at his boy Berries with the 9 rebounds. Like, I can't continue to let my 6'4" brother out rebound me. So he's definitely turning it up a little bit because I guarantee you that's something that Coach Lloyd challenging him with because good coaches come up with something different to keep you locked in. So I bet that's something championship basketball is all about. Possession of the basketball and rebounding is the best way to get possession.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. K-Dub, we appreciate you checking in. Tony's 8002 also appreciate you checking in as well. All right, let's get another break in here. We'll come back. We'll review our keys to the game, what we thought the Wildcats needed to do. We'll still hear from Tommy Lloyd, as well as, I believe, maybe Toby Owaka from the locker room as well. 78-66, Wildcats knock off Utah State to advance to the 22nd Sweet 16 in school history, looking to get back to a 5th Final Four. Much more coming up. Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day continues after this timeout on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Our Window Depot postgame coverage rolls on. This is Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day. The postgame show is brought to you by ABC Heating and Cooling, Arizona Commercial Lighting, Blue Sky Pest Control, Broadway and Tucson's 20th anniversary season, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, First Choice Pools, Goldberg and Osborne, The Injury Lawyers, Gospel Rescue Mission, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Shamrock Heating and Cooling, Showtime Sports Cards, Tucson Appliance Company, JT Auto, Lexus of Tucson, Mr. Rooter, Recon Auto Detail, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking K, a master plan community designed by nature, and by Meridian Wealth Management. Wealth well managed, life well lived. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
Did you know collecting sports cards is one of the fastest growing hobbies around? Whether you're looking to start or expand your collection, Showtime Cards is your ultimate destination. As one of the leading card shops in the country, they've been serving our community for over 25 years with the best in sports cards and trading card games. From rare finds to the latest releases, Showtime Cards has it all. Check them out at ShowtimeCards.com or visit them today at 5801 East Speedway. And discover why collectors everywhere trust Showtime Cards for their passion.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
It's Truck Month at O'Reilly Chevrolet, and supplier pricing is going on right now. Check out our great lineup and save big. Get up to $12,475 off the 2026 Silverado LD, up to $7,500 off the 2025 Blazer EV, and up to $2,500 off the 2026 Traverse. Truck Month is happening now. Find us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or go to O'Reilly.com. O'Reilly Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
O'Reilly Chevrolet. My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Spring is in the air and our warm temperatures are about to turn hot. Now is the time to take advantage of pre-summer savings before the hot summer weather. Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing is offering 5-year, no-interest financing on the installation of green HVAC systems, OAC. Call now for your free estimate, 520-492-0748, or make your appointment online at picturerockscooling.com.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop?
That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU, We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
Morning begins in the Rincon foothills. Rocking K, a master-planned community and place to call home, offering distinct neighborhoods designed to fit your lifestyle. Explore the outdoors, walk the trails, visit Saguaro National Park. Enjoy community parks and make new friends at Rocking K resident events. Walk to Vail School District's newest campus in Rocking K, Saguaro Creek. 17 model homes, 6 quality builders, move-in ready homes available from the 300s. Rocking K, designed by nature. A community by design.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management. And one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
A Window Depot coverage of the Wildcats rolls on. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day postgame show on Wildcats Radio 1290. Now, back to your hosts, David Kelly, the captain, Kelvin Yvonne, and J.W. Madden.
Pete working on Clark, double team, goes over the double team and scores it. Third field goal for Pete. 32-22 Arizona, under a minute to go. Arizona fans on their feet here at Bayos Arena.
Koa Pete helping to finish things out for the Arizona Wildcats today, 78-66. They win it over Utah State. Second time they've beaten Utah State in history, and the last 2 times have both been in the NCAA tournament. 21 years apart. The last time was 2005.
You're just proving small schools right when they don't want to schedule any big schools.
There you go. Or was it the other way around? The big schools. Well, it's interesting because I thought what I think it was Jared Calhoun said there. I don't know if it was Jared or Scott that said that, like, you know, Utah or BYU doesn't want to schedule Utah State, and I hate that mentality because it's the same mentality that we have in Arizona. I think we should be playing Grand Canyon every year, if not every other year, because it would not only be great for the state. Because they are such an up-and-coming and a good program. And I'm not going to sit here and say that the Wildcats are scared to play Grand Canyon, but they haven't put them on the schedule in recent. I don't think they've been on the schedule since Tommy got there. I think the last time they were on the schedule was when Sean was there, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I'll continue to say I think that's a game that needs to happen more often than not.
Well, the only reason why I disagree is because who do we take off? You know,
who do we take off?
You know,
Cal State, Bakersfield, you know, or any number of the North Dakota State, South Dakota State, Northern Colorado. Take any of those teams off the schedule.
Well, I understand that, but it's also a sign of respect for Grand Canyon because you definitely look at them as a better program than some of those programs that you name, and a part of building schedules, you know, the last thing you want to do is put on a Grand Canyon team that has everything to gain by beating you, and you really gain nothing, you know, really. So when you're playing some of those names that you mentioned before, it's a glorified scrimmage for us. We all know that, right? But you're playing Grand Canyon in the way that they've been playing, and the crowd that they got, you know, behind them a lot of times, man. You know, you're risking some things for sure.
Well, and to me, I just think I think ultimately it should be about what's good for the basketball public of the state of Arizona. I mean, yeah, if Arizona should never be afraid to go play it at what do they call it, the pit or whatever, I don't know what they call it, whatever the name of it is up again. You should never be afraid to do that.
We definitely not playing in the pit. We definitely not playing in the pit.
You should never be afraid to go do that.
Yeah, well, you're not afraid, but it makes no sense. It's too small. Come play in McHale. Come play in a historically great place. I mean, I'm sure your players, want that opportunity just as well as the NAU players.
I guess
so,
I've never.
If we do play, come to McHale. If you do want to play, come to McHale.
I've never understood that. I've never understood that scheduling mentality by big schools ever.
Guys, Arizona and Grand Canyon have played once in the last 45 years. One time in the last 46 years. So you mentioned 2016-17 they played once. 1980 was the last time they played before that. So there's no like history of the two schools. I agree. I mean, I think you should always give some of the smaller in-state schools a leg up and give them a little bit of exposure. That's what you're talking about, David Kelly. You're talking about BYU playing Utah State. You're talking about Arizona playing Grand Canyon. I get that concept, and you should always play those smaller schools. And they played one time in 45 years, so it's not like they stopped. The difference is BYU and Utah State played every single year forever. They stopped their series in 2020, and they haven't played since.
Interesting. Let's hear from Bob. You're on Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Gameday, the postgame show.
Hey, guys.
Hey,
what
Bob.
a week.
It is. It's been quite a week, Bob, for sure.
It has. But just think of the emotional roller coaster that these kids have just gone over for the last week. It's incredible. And when I heard JB talk, when he was interviewed, he sounded like the man. He was confident. He was free. I heard other people interviewed, and they were just drained after these last 4 days. So you could tell it. So these kids have gone through a bunch of stuff the last few days. Let's give them credit. We're making men of them, probably.
Oh, we are doing that.
That's all I'm going to say. So, you guys have a good night.
Bob, hey, we appreciate your call. Thank you so much. We are definitely making men of them. There's no question about that. There's definitely some hair being put on chins and chests with the last 4 or 5 games of basketball that this team has played, for sure.
That's why they came here.
Exactly. It's why you come to Arizona. Indeed. And just to get back to that point, I mean, the point of the scheduling, it's like, like you mentioned, we played GCU one time in 40 years. How many times have we played NAU? I mean, you're going to play NAU every other year, and you're not going to play Grand Canyon? Play Grand Canyon. It's that simple. I don't understand why you're scheduling NAU because you have a fee. You're scheduling NAU because you know you can beat NAU. You're not scheduling Grand Canyon because they might come to your house and beat you. That's why you're not scheduling.
Well, just okay. So like the way it works, there's nothing to gain from Arizona's perspective. What it is you get about $500,000 for the smaller school from revenue sharing, from the TV revenue, and from the ticket sales that you get for the game. The thing about it is, like Kelvin said, the no-win situation is there's no way, DK, that Grand Canyon will ever be above 100 RPI or net ranking. So the idea being like you're supposed to beat them. But like Kelvin's saying, I'm not saying that they shouldn't schedule. This is not my opinion that they shouldn't schedule them. I'm saying I know why those teams don't. It's because, like Kelvin said, if you lose to Grand Canyon, that's a bad loss. Regardless, like there's no way Grand Canyon, outside of one of those, perfect storm scenarios where they have 5 seniors on the roster, they're never going to be above a certain threshold in the net rankings. So if you do end up losing a game like that in-state, DK, that's like knocking you from the 1 line to the 3 line. Like that's a quad 3 or quad 4 loss potentially. So I understand why some of the bigger schools don't schedule smaller schools, but I also agree with you that you should give exposure to some of the in-state schools and mix it up and play the team from Flagstaff. 1 day, 1 year, and then a couple years later you play GCU. I don't understand why you can't spread it around, but yeah. I know why they don't schedule them.
There you go. All right, that's an argument for another day, but let's hear from Braden Burries, who took his nameplate with him when he left the media room tonight and talked about who that nameplate is going to go to. Your nameplate there. What's that mean to have that for you?
I'm going to keep this forever, honestly. Probably give it to my grandma, And we probably think we get another one at the next location, so probably get that one to my other grandma. And, yeah, man. Pretty.
Tell us about the grandmother that's going to get this one and what she meant to you growing up.
I don't even know yet. I think I'll probably give them this one too. So I'll probably wait to get one so I give them to both of them at the same time. But my grandma's been with me my whole life, so I just thank them. Very blessed, very thankful.
Tell us about that three at the end there at the shot clock.
Just got to my spot. Shot it with a lot of confidence, and thankfully it went in, and just happy.
Are you guys able to hold off these runs that you get in these second halves we've seen the last couple weeks? When you're playing good teams, like basketball is a game of runs, so we went on our run, they're gonna go on their run. They got good players. Most importantly, when we go through adversity, we just gotta. That's when we gotta get tighter, go to our circle, huddle up. When you go through adversity, that's when you show your real character, and that's when you show who you really are.
Meridian, Utah State was one of the best in the Mountain West in the fast break, averaging 14 there, but you guys held them to 5 points in the fast break. What was the big key in slowing that down?
Like you said, fast breaks, they got great players that can get out in fast breaks, number 8, number 2, number 12. So that was the main focus, like make them play in a half-court set. They're going to run their sets, and then we just got to defend on that end.
Did you see that as a weakness? Like they were weak in the half court? Like did you guys were able to find that out on film or just before the game?
I wouldn't say they were weak. I'll just say they're stronger at being in the transition game. So when we have them in the half court, they make them put a body on a body and just make them try to finish through us.
Did today feel louder than Friday at all? You heard the energy and also the Utah State side.
Yeah, because it was a closer game, obviously, and it was more like up and down, and they went on a run, we went on a run type of game, and I feel like it was a great game for the fans, honestly.
Why was it so tough to make shots for both sides in the first half?
I don't know. I think it was just a good defensive game, I guess.
Was there ever a doubt? As you were making their run for you guys?
We got a great coach, Coach Lloyd, and a great coaching staff. He called a timeout, and we just stay poised. That's when I said just get in the huddle. Knowing that we have each other's backs, and we just got to defend one stop at a time, and just don't worry about the future. Don't worry about the past. Whatever happened already happened.
All right, that was Braden Burries after a 78-66 win by your Arizona Wildcats. Grandma's going to get that nameplate, and there was one above his locker too, and he said the other grandma will get the other nameplate. So great to spread the love to the family.
It was funny last night for the post game for Long Island. Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, so right after the LIU players were dismissed, they both looked over at the coach all sheepishly, and he gave him a nod, and he just grabbed it with the biggest smile on his face. He grabbed his nameplate off of it, and both of them, the other guy did it as well. Yeah. So yeah, definitely a souvenir.
Absolutely. All right, let's find out what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to win this game today.
Wildcats fans, what are the big keys for today's game? Our keys to the game are brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
I think what's important today is, man, we have to be ready for their switching defenses. I think the guys have to, come out and be ready to execute, get the ball inside to our bigs. I don't think they can handle the size that we have on the inside. There'll be double teaming and all that stuff, but I think if we go up aggressive and physical, that'll be great for our team. Continue to hit a few of those threes, so it makes things a little easier for our guys on the inside. So I would love to see us get a quick start on that. And then lastly, I just think we got to really lock in on the defensive end. They move the ball a lot. They move bodies a lot. So we need guys to be in position to make sure that we get all their misses, all those rebounds.
All right, we did get the rebounds. We got all their misses. That's for sure. What did they take? 64 shots in this game, and we got 54 rebounds?
Yeah, and did a great job. We talked a little bit about Cole Pete earlier, but Berries as well as Krivas, man. Those guys were really hungry, and you have to rebound versus teams like that. And I thought we did a good job trailing those guys and forcing them, not letting them run their offense and get easy shots in the first half. I thought it was tough for them to score.
J-Dub's keys.
I think, to me, the key today is patience. I think the offense that you're going to see Arizona run versus that Aggies D is very similar to what we've seen all year long. However, that Aggies switching, man-to-man into a bit of a matchup zone is meant to confuse teams. So you have to play at your own pace. You have to make smart reads. Run that Arizona offense we've seen all year long. As long as they don't get sped up, they'll be fine. Same on the other side of the ball. The Aggies offense is a lot of motion, constant motion, nonstop. It's meant to confuse the defenses they're playing against, a little bit of misdirection, that kind of thing. So just make sure that you're very patient, understand, stay principled on your defensive reads, and don't overcommit to helping on doubles. Obviously, you got to crush them on the glass. I think that Arizona should beat the Aggies by 10 or more, and if they do, that would lead to an easy win and dominate the paint, as always, 35, 40, 50 points, something like that. And finally, guys, I just think bad turnovers are the key to losing games this time of year. So I think if Arizona is smart with the ball, isn't throwing the ball out of bounds, isn't bouncing balls off their foot, is just really smart and heady about taking care of the ball, that'll lead to a win and get to them Sweet 16.
How many of those turnovers during that stretch of 7 minutes did you think were bad? I thought about a half. I didn't think they were all bad, but there were a few passes in there where I was like, what are we doing here?
Bear in mind, I'm in the studio producing the radio broadcast, so I couldn't watch the TV, right? Like everything I was watching on the TV was 2 minutes behind. But what I did see was the 10-second call, Kelvin, was the one really egregious turnover that I saw. Especially later in that game, and that was when Koa and Braden Burries were bringing the ball up kind of nonchalantly, didn't get over the half-court line. I think Ivan Karshenkov had a lot of correctable turnovers where he drove the ball directly into the middle of the defense and got surrounded. The one time he got tied up, he got past his first defender, Kelvin. He spinned past his second defender, and the third guy stepped up, put both his hands in there, and just got a jump ball called. So I'll have to go back and watch the tape. I didn't really get a chance to watch the whole game in real time, but I don't know. 11 turnovers, I think, is okay. I think there was a couple of silly ones, but like you said, DK, it's not so much the total number of turnovers. It's if you have a string together a whole bunch of them in a row, especially when you've got an 18-point cushion, and that leads to the other team getting back into the game. So it's more about timely turnovers, but I don't know about you, Kelvin. What did you see, Kelvin? Did you see any bad turnovers beside that 10-second call?
Yeah, I thought I saw a few there, especially doing that 6 turnover thing right there. I mean, I didn't, I think they panicked a little bit right there. The nerves got to them a little bit right there. But, again, man, if you get through it, it's something that you can look back to and say, okay, guys, we got to tighten up and make sure these simple things don't happen. So, yeah, man, it was a couple bad ones in there. But, again, nothing that I thought, could kill them.
The worst key I had was the paint dominance because, guys, I don't know, 6 for 19 layups, but they just were not their typical selves inside the paint. So give your credit to the Utah State Aggies, but Arizona did not do what they normally do in the paint.
Yeah, one of the points I wrote down was no touch for anyone tonight.
Yeah.
My keys.
Let's see your keys.
Well, it was interesting for Utah State in their last game, guys, that they beat Villanova on a bunch of those inbound plays, which is kind of a strength for Arizona as well. I've talked a number of times about how I think Tommy Lloyd and the way that he draws up some of those passes to get a quick bucket, set pieces, as they like to call them on the basketball side, to get a bucket quickly off the inbounds play. And I think the team that is most successful there today, when you have two coaches that know how to do it, is going to be the team that ultimately wins this game. This is a game, it's very similar, these two teams, I think, from the standpoint, maybe they do it differently, but they both want to get the ball inside. So when you talk about no middle defense, I think maybe the Wildcats need to do everything they can to push out Utah State in this game because they did not shoot the three very well against Villanova. And as you heard Scott Gerard say, they're kind of hit or miss. Some days they'll shoot it well, some days they won't. Well, force them to make those because they missed, I think they went 3 for 16 or something crazy like that in the game against Villanova, but beat them because what did they do? They do the same thing that Arizona does. They went to the line 30-plus times. So if you push them out, keep them outside, make them shoot threes, and force them to not be able to get to the line, I think that's another excellent way that Arizona will be able to win this game today. And play off your crowd. This is maybe going to be, I don't know, next week it's Northern California, Southern California. I don't know generally where we get more fans, but the building will be packed with your folks today. Play off your crowd. Use that adrenaline to get up early again and not let Utah State believe that they can hang around and steal a bid into the Final 16.
You know what the first highlight I have here, DK, that I pulled that I haven't yet to play yet?
What's that?
It's 1.0, U of A gets out quickly to a 10-2 lead, forcing Utah State timeout. That did happen. We might forget that Arizona did come out to a 10-2 start, but it just didn't feel like, obviously stretched it to 18, but it didn't feel like they had that kind of cushion, especially when Utah State cut it to 4.
Yeah, and Utah State started 1 of 12 from 3, finished 8 of 32, 25%. Again, I'll take that every single night. And that kind of proved to fruition. And the best part about it was, again, you kept them off the line, like Kelvin pointed out. They shot over 30 free throws against Villanova. They only had 11 in this game tonight. And if they'd made 16 of 32 threes, then we're having a different conversation. But they only made 8.
Let's also point out that's what Arizona's best at, though.
Yeah.
They are one of the best teams in the country statistically at defending without fouling. That's the whole thing. We talk about making more free throws than your opponent's attempt. Mm-hmm. Well, that only happens if you can wall up, Kelvin. You've got size advantage, and you basically go straight up and down. We've seen Koa, we've seen Mo, we've seen a lot of the bigs. I think Tobe reaches a little more than those other guys, but especially Koa and Mo, Kelvin, do such a great job of just going straight up and contesting shots without reaching over, which refs will call almost every time.
All right.
I think you got to give.
Go ahead, Kelvin.
I just want to say I think you got to give the guards credit too, because they're guarding some dynamic guards and they're not fouling those guys and putting them on the free throw line either, because that's where a lot of the fouls happen as well, with guards being real handsy on the perimeter, getting in dumb foul trouble. Okay, we didn't turn them over a lot and we didn't get a lot of steals, but again, we didn't put them on the free throw line because of being too physical and over aggressive.
All right, that's what we thought the Wildcats needed to do to beat Utah State, and they did.
Those were today's keys to the game. They're brought to you by Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive Group, the dealership that is different.
78-66, the final score. Wildcats knock off the Aggies, advance to the Sweet 16. Kelvin, final thoughts from you.
Hey, I just think it was a good win. They a gritty win. They were up. The other team made a desperation comeback, which you expect from 5 seniors whose last time playing college basketball versus Arizona. So they made a great effort to come back. We definitely need to show up and knock down some more of those free throws, but. At the end of the day, man, I think the guys got a lot to be proud of, man. When you win so many games in a season and you go on a run of winning so many games in a row, that could end up being a little bit of pressure. So I guarantee you the guys feel a little relieved to get to the Sweet 16. And I'm happy that they got Arkansas, because I know that a guy like Cuff, that's going to get their full attention. So I know they're going to be prepared to have a great game on Thursday.
There we go, Kelvin. We will talk to you on Thursday.
Yes, sir. Bear down, guys.
Bear down.
Kelvin Ifan, the captain, 78-66. Arizona wins it. One more timeout. We'll come back. Here's some of the head coach. I don't know if we're going to play all of it, but maybe some of it. And what Tommy Lloyd had to say. Give you your scoreboard and get up on out of here on a Sunday night in San Diego.
You got a long drive ahead of you, right?
Well, not tonight. I'm going to sleep here and leave in the morning. So that'll be we'll wake up early and head back and hopefully get back before tomorrow's show. So there you go. 78-66, the final timeout here on Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent,
but it shows in the low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heartball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
Rattling the ball, looking at his family. Clock running out. Here comes the horn. It is over. The Cats on to the Sweet 16 on Thursday. Arizona 78, Utah State 66.
Brian Jeffries, Ryan Hansen with the call. You heard it right here on Wildcats Radio 1290 and K-Hit 107.5. 78-66 the final. Arizona on to the Sweet 16 once again, fourth time in the 5 seasons. Tommy Lloyd has been the head coach. 34 victories this season, second most in program history. 22nd trip to the Sweet 16. Let's hear from the head coach, Tommy Lloyd.
Peterson with AZ Desert Swarm. Coach, when Utah State started going to the press and it was working and they were getting a lot of turnovers, did you sense in any way that your team might have started to feel a little rattled, and if you'd seen that at all this year?
For sure, it got us back on our heels a little bit, and
it's about 9 minutes
total.
total.
I just think our guys got to do a little bit better job of figuring it out, and I was kind of negotiating my timeouts in my head, how I wanted to manage it, what the point differential was. I trust our guys to find solutions all the time, and they kind of amped up the heat on the press a little bit. I don't think our spacing was great. I think our initial thrust wasn't great, and that's something that it's not easy to do. I know everyone on the periphery thinks it should be easy to do. It's not. And when you have a desperate team amping up the pressure, and the jump ball's in their favor and they're aggressive, it's hard. It's hard. So our guys did a better job settling it down there the last couple minutes, but for sure, and then they're a pressing team. They press a lot, and they give you different variations of the press. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's a harder press with early traps. So they do a good job keeping you on your heels.
Hey, Coach, Mark Reno with the Utah Statesman. Utah State has been pretty vocal this week about feeling like they're underseeded at a 9 seed, felt like they should have been more in the 7 or 6 range. You guys have played one of the toughest schedules in the country. Just compared to the Big 12 teams you've played, other high major teams that you've played, do you think that they have merit to that argument? And how do they
for sure. I don't get, like I said, I'm not a guy that gets into the weeds on all that stuff, but that's a really good basketball team. If they were a 5 or a 6 seed, I wouldn't have been surprised. If you win the Mountain West regular season and tournament, I think that's a pretty powerful statement. And we felt it out there today. It's a team that had no quit, and they kept coming, and they made timely plays and timely shots on both ends of the floor.
Ira Gorwara with The Athletic. Coach, can you speak to Braden as well and just what makes him so, level-headed, especially being a freshman?
Well, I think Braden's a winner, and he has ultimate confidence. And, it's been a joy to coach him. He's a really, you've hit the nail on the head. He's a laid-back, kind of unassuming guy, but he has a killer in him, and that's a beautiful attribute. There's nothing wrong with being a great human being off the court and being a killer on the court, and he definitely has that combination. And I honestly, when he had that ball in his hands at the end, I was trying to figure out ways. Obviously, I wanted it in JB's hands, too. But when Braden had that last possession that ended up kind of deep in the clock, I felt pretty good about it. I know he has an ability to make those shots and get good arc on them, and I also felt pretty good if we get it up and don't turn it over, we can rebound. I think we had 22 offensive rebounds, and obviously, that's a key component to our success as well.
Have you seen him ever get riled up, and if so, how does he do that?
Yeah, listen, he's a normal 19-year-old guy. He's had moments where he's had to learn, and even today, I had to kind of explain to him after the game. He picked up 2 unfortunate fouls. I probably maybe should have subbed him, but he hit it 3 right away, and I'm thinking, okay, I've seen this act from Braden, and he can get hot pretty quick. And then we were kind of managing like a 10-point lead. For most of the second part of that first half. So I just didn't. I thought his foul was more valuable to keep him on the bench and save for 3 fouls for the second half if we had a lead. And so I knew he was tough enough to handle me kind of taking his rhythm away from him, because I just wanted to win the game. And I know he wanted to play, and I'm sure he could convince me that he could play without fouling. But, crazy things happen in these games. And, my worst nightmare was he picks up his 3rd, and then early in the second half he picks up his 4th. Now it really hurts us. So I was kind of making a decision for the long run, trying to win the game, and I appreciate him hanging with it.
David Meridian with Camp Student Radio. Coach, big picture question. This will be your 4th time in 5 seasons going to the Sweet 16, but your coaching style is subtle. You think about Rick Pitino, who was standing in the same spot as you a few hours ago. He's a little bit more demonstrative during the games, but clearly you have something working. So what is it about your style that you think has been effective for the program?
Well, I mean, I think look at my mentor. You know, he's pretty cool, calm and collected, Mark Few. You know, so obviously when you're with a guy for 22 years, you learn a lot by osmosis, just how he handles himself. And the other thing, I mean, I think what's really cool about coaching in basketball is there's so many different styles. And I think the most important thing is just to be your authentic self. And, you know, I don't want to be a guy that's constantly yelling and screaming and nagging. It's just not kind of who I am. So, you know, I want to coach to my personality because I think, you know, these players, they know truth. They know truth. And they're great judges of character, these young guys are. So, you know, I think for me to have the best long-term success with them is to be honest with them, have relationships, and be myself. So, I mean, it's not much more complicated than that.
Gabby Chernoff, Cronkite News. You were kind of getting the fans going multiple times tonight. What does it mean to just have that volume, and what do they do out there for you?
It's important. You know, I thought I was like, you know, I was thinking this morning I should have did a preemptive strike.
Last one here.
You know, we need our fans in these environments to be proactive. You know, we don't need our fans to be reactive and get nervous when the game gets tight. I mean, you know, we know how bad our fans want it for us. So I was hoping they would come and participate, and I thought they did a really good job participating. And then hopefully we'll have even a stronger contingent at San Jose, and they're going to be there, you know, fighting and pulling us through every step of the way.
All right, that was the head coach, Tommy Lloyd. You can hear the rest of his press conference. It'll be up on our website, wildcatsradio1290.com. Let's give you your scoreboard.
Go ahead. Just give me a second.
A lot happening, obviously, in college basketball in this second Sunday of the, actually first Sunday of the postseason, and second round of the tournament in terms of the first of the second rounds was on Saturday.
All right, here we go.
Let's take a look at what's happening today around the rest of the country. The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
All right, there were two number one seeds that played today, and the other one lost. The defending national champions, Florida, falls 73-72 to Iowa. So Iowa is on to the South Regional semifinals next week. Purdue beats Miami 79-69. Purdue will be in San Jose, where they'll take on Tennessee. Number 2 seed Iowa State, big over Kentucky, 82-63. Taman Lipsey, 26 points, 10 assists, 5 steals. UCLA's run comes to an end at the hands of UConn, 73-57. The final score for the Huskies. They're on to the Sweet 16. Tennessee beats number 3 seed Virginia, 79-72. That was an interesting team, that Tennessee team. They had an up-and-down season, but they're into the Sweet 16. Texas Tech's season comes to an end at the hands of Alabama. Alabama went on another three-point shooting spree. They made 19 in a 90-65 win over the Red Raiders. The early game here ended on a buzzer beater. Do we have that by chance, J-Dub? Do we have that buzzer beater at all from St. John's, Kansas? I don't think we do. We'll get that for you tomorrow on DK on the Sports Tip. 67-65 the final. St. John's beats Kansas. They are on to the East Region semifinals. So here's what we got next week. Starting in the East, Duke St. John's 1-5, and Michigan State UConn 2-3. South, number 9 seed Iowa, number 4 Nebraska, a Big Ten tilt, and then Illinois.
You want to take a guess how many times?
Houston, sorry. Go ahead.
You want to take a quick guess how many times those two teams have played each other?
This year or
no, all time?
All time. I'd say 100 plus.
236 meetings between Iowa and Nebraska all time.
236 meetings.
They've met quite a few times.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So it'll be it could be, well, if Illinois, it might be an all Big Ten final on that side. We'll see if Houston though will have something to say about that. In the West, it's Arizona and Arkansas 1-4. Purdue and Texas. Texas, the 11th seed, the lowest seed to get through to the Sweet 16, but obviously a Power 4 lower seed. And then in the Midwest, it's 1-4 Michigan, Alabama, and 6-2 Tennessee and Iowa State. U of A local this weekend. The men's tennis team knocks off number 2 TCU at home today, 4-zip. How about that for Clancy Shields' team? They continue to be one of the best stories on campus. For another year, they've got a very powerful program, and they take out TCU, which 2 years ago won a national championship. Baseball struggles continue. They lost to Texas Tech 12-10. Red Raiders take that series 2-1. Sidney Stewart hit a 2-run homer in the 6th. Arizona beats Arizona State in softball 6-4, so the Territorial Cup point for the Wildcats there. And, of course, the final in basketball here was 78-66. A couple of things before we get out of here. The Pima women's basketball team won a national championship on Saturday. I want to point that out. We'll talk more about that on the show tomorrow. 64-58 was the final in the national championship game. So congratulations to Todd Holdhouse and everyone in the Pima Athletics family. Just a tremendous, tremendous accomplishment. They went to the national championship game last year and lost, but they get the ring and are bringing the trophy back to Southern Arizona. Just a phenomenal, phenomenal program. And also shout out to Sunnyside wrestler Sergio Vega, who won the 141-pound national championship last night in the NCAA championship, the first undefeated true freshman since 1947, and he's from Tucson, Arizona. Sergio Vega for Oklahoma State, first undefeated true freshman to win a national title since 1947. That is something great right there. Tucson is a wrestling town as well as a basketball town. J-Dub, play the song. We'll play the intro, outro, and then play the song.
The Wildcats Radio 1290 Game Day Scoreboard is brought to you by Goldberg and Osborne. Goldberg and Osborne, Arizona's leading injury law firm.
All right.
W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. Wild about the Cats.
I did not see Harvey Mason here at the game today. If I had seen him, I'd have gone over and said, "Hey, Harvey, you got to update the song. Let's get a new song going. Let's come down." I don't know if Tommy would let the guys do that at this point, though. I wonder do you know when they actually did that song? Did they do it like early in the year that year, or was
it was like little mid-season. Yeah,
mid-season. Yeah, it might be too late to.
After the Great Alaska Shootout, let's put it that way.
Oh wow, that was really early in the season. That was probably
No. Like the Great Alaska Shootout is what propelled them into the top 3 because they beat like 4 Big Ten teams that tournament. So that was the start of that magical season. Yeah.
There we go. All right, thanks to everybody who was a part of these broadcasts today. We had Dusty Dale on FM, K-Hit 107.5. We had David Dragon Ball Mata on the softball game today. So appreciate him over on Freedom 1400 and the Wildcats getting the win there. JW Madden going full tilt here on the AM side. You'll be off tomorrow, J-Dub, if I haven't already told you that.
Bro, I did this for 9 years. It's all good. No problem.
Enjoy your day off on Monday.
I'm going to watch the game. That's what I'm going to do.
What game is on tomorrow?
This game that just happened. I'll skip the 6 turnover part. How's that?
Well, no, because we'll want to talk Tuesday about what actually happened during that stretch. So don't skip that. For Calvin Eflon, for JW Madden, my name is David Kelly. One more final time from Vijas Arena here in San Diego, giving you that final score. It was number 2, Arizona, the top seed in the West, 78, and number 9 seed, Utah State, 66, in front of a crowd today of 11,501. We'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll get on the road, get back. We'll do DK on the Sports Tip at 3, and we'll discuss it some more as we get ready for the Sweet 16. Have a great rest of your Sunday night, everybody. Bear down, Arizona.
We got a challenge. Those guys that fly
sleep well.
Yep.
Let's go.
Yep, I'll see you tomorrow or next year.
You got to get on him now. He's the guy they're looking for. John, who's got 13? W-I-L-D. That's W. W-I-L-D. Cats. We're wild about the cats.
A small business affirmation from Progressive. Food truck owners, today business will be booming. People will love your new menu and not make special orders. You will not roll your eyes when someone calls it a quesadilla. You will also switch to Progressive to get 30 customizable coverage options and restore your inner peace. See if you can save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Coverage is not available in all states or for all vehicles and coverage selections.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams Spring Sale and get 35% off paints and stains March 13th through the 23rd. Whether you're refreshing your interior or exterior, we've got the colors to bring your vision to life. And with delivery, getting everything to your door is easier than ever. Shop online to have it delivered or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Delivery available on qualifying orders.
Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were 1,000,000 miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
Results vary. These statements or products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding thin and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Start your day with Drake C. Toll.
I'm Drake Toll, on the air from 6 a.m. to 9 Eastern, getting you to work every day. To do that with Westwood One, the Oxford University of Names in Sports Media. Buckle up.
Then Black and Abdallah.
That shot was insane.
Is that what you would say on the air?
You're the play-by-play guy.
Abdallah being testy. All right, here we go.
And Westwood One Sports Night.
Stay on the line, get on the call, talk about whatever you want. That's what we're doing on Westwood One Sports Night.
Westwood One Sports Talk. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour.